What started as a long-term project could now become one of the biggest transfer stories of Rangers summer. Let's break this down. There is so much to discuss in today's video, so be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel for daily Rangers content. When Yusf Chamiti arrived at Ibrox, there were plenty of questions. Why spend big money on a striker who had barely featured at Everton? Why invest in potential instead of proven goals? Fast forward just one season, and those doubts have almost completely disappeared. Now, with Europe's interest growing rapidly, Rangers could soon face a major decision over one of their most valuable assets. Chermiti enjoyed a breakthrough campaign, scoring 15 goals across all competitions and delivering when it mattered most. Memorable strikes against both Hearts and Celtic elevated his reputation, while his overall performances showed exactly why Rangers believed he was worth the investment. Instead of being viewed as a raw prospect, he's now regarded as one of the most exciting young forwards in Scottish football. That rise has brought inevitable attention. Several clubs across Europe are now monitoring the Portuguese striker, with French giants Lyon among the sides credited with serious interest. Reports also suggest that they're far from alone, as multiple European clubs are keeping a close eye on Chermiti's situation ahead of the remainder of the transfer window. But here's where things get really interesting. Months ago, Rangers chairman Andrew Kavanagh made a statement that many supporters laughed off. He insisted the club would eventually receive £30 million for Chamiti, despite the striker not even being an established first-team player when Rangers signed him. At the time, it sounded incredibly ambitious. Now, that prediction suddenly doesn't seem so far-fetched. Stephen Clifford has revealed that he personally questioned Kavanagh about the transfer strategy during a supporters' meeting, asking why Rangers had invested so heavily in a player who wasn't starting regularly at Everton. According to Clifford, Kavanagh never hesitated. He confidently explained that Chamiti possessed every physical and technical attribute needed to become an elite striker, stressing that Rangers weren't buying him for instant success, but for what he could become over the next few seasons. Looking back now, those comments appear remarkably accurate. Chamiti's development has accelerated dramatically. Hat-tricks, big game performances, and increasing consistency have completely transformed perceptions of the Portuguese forward. Instead of discussing whether he was worth the initial investment, the conversation has shifted towards just how high his ceiling really is. Clifford now believes Kavanagh's £30 million valuation is no longer an optimistic prediction, it's becoming a realistic benchmark. He also believes Chamiti still has another level to reach. If the striker can add even greater consistency in front of goal, there's every reason to believe he could become a 25 goal per season striker, especially with the quality around him continuing to improve under Derek McInnes. Of course, admiration alone doesn't complete transfers. While Lyon remain interested, Rangers are standing firm over their valuation. The hierarchy are reportedly unwilling to entertain offers below £25 million, and that stance has already proved to be a stumbling block for interested clubs. So far, no bid has exceeded the £20 million mark. Perhaps even more encouraging for Rangers supporters is Chamiti's own stance. Despite growing interest from across Europe, there has been no indication that the striker is looking to force a move away from Ibrox. By all accounts, he's happy to continue his development in Glasgow, leaving Rangers in a position of real strength during negotiations. That means the club holds virtually all the cards. They aren't under pressure to sell, the player isn't pushing for an exit, and with multiple clubs monitoring the situation, Rangers can afford to wait and see whether someone is prepared to meet their asking price. Whether that happens this summer remains to be seen. In other news, Rangers may have just made one of their biggest transfer moves of the summer, and if the latest reports are accurate, this could be the clearest indication yet that the club are preparing for life after Nicolas Raskin. According to a breaking update from Sky Sports Switzerland, the Light Blues have moved ahead of the competition in the race to sign Sturm Graz midfielder Ryan Fosso. In fact, Rangers are reportedly the club furthest along in negotiations, having already opened talks with the 24-year-old's representatives to explore the financial details and structure of a potential move to Ibrox. That's a significant development because this isn't a player flying under the radar anymore. Fosso has attracted serious attention from across Europe, with La Liga side Levante already submitting a contract proposal, while Torino and another unnamed Serie A's club are also monitoring the situation closely. Rangers know they won't have this opportunity forever, and it appears they're wasting no time in trying to get ahead of their rivals. So, what makes Ryan Fosso such an attractive target? After impressing in the Netherlands with Fortuna Sittard, the Cameroonian international continued his rapid rise following his move to Austrian champions Sturm Graz. He's developed into the type of defensive midfielder every modern coach wants, a player who can shield the back four, read danger before it develops, and dominate defensive duels without sacrificing composure on the ball. But what separates Fosso from a traditional holding midfielder is what he offers in possession. He's comfortable receiving the ball under pressure, can dribble through the first line of a press, and has the vision to play progressive passes that immediately turn defense into attack. In today's game, that's an incredibly valuable profile, and it's easy to see why clubs across Europe are chasing his signature. The timing of Rangers' interest also raises some fascinating questions. Nicolas Raskin's reputation has soared following his performances at the FIFA World Cup, and naturally, that has only increased speculation surrounding his future. While Rangers remain determined to keep one of their most influential players, the club also know that if a substantial offer arrives, they need to be prepared. Could Ryan Fosso already be viewed as that contingency plan? It's certainly a possibility. Rangers have already missed out on other midfield targets after seeing bids rejected for Tromsø's Jens Hjertodal and FK Partizan's Vanja Drajojevic. Rather than standing still, Derek McInnes and the recruitment team appear to have quickly shifted their attention towards a player who arguably fits the role just as well, if not better. Another factor working in Fosso's favour is his growing international reputation. Earlier this year, he officially switched his sporting nationality and became a full Cameroon international, further boosting his profile and underlining just how quickly his career is progressing.